As we move on to this now, the year's first golf major is set to begin with the first round on Thursday. In 2024, there will be only 3 South Africans in the field. Former green jacket winner Charl Schwartzel, impressive amateur Christo Lamprecht and Eric van Rooyen. Tiger Woods is back and has never missed the weekend at the Masters as a professional. This year he's looking to set a tournament record 24th consecutive cut after tying Gary Player and Fred Couples last year. Golf journalist Michael Vlismas joins us now to chat more about the upcoming major. A very good afternoon and good to be chatting to you once again here on Newzroom Afrika. Michael, just explain to us how we've only got 3 South Africans. Is this because many of the South Africans have opted to play on the Live Golf Tour?
Well, that's correct. There's only one way for the Masters. Well, a couple of exemption criteria, but former champions. That's why Charl Schwartzel is in the field. For the others, it is a case of world rankings, not being in the top 50 of the official world rankings, and of course that being the major obstacle for the golfers campaigning on the Live Golf circuit. And then you've got Christo Lamprecht, who's there as a result of the fact that he's the reigning amateur champion. So yeah, that's the reason why you're not seeing a Dean Burmester or a Louis Oosthuizen or a Brandon Grace for that matter. It's the world rankings that is their Achilles heel at the moment.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the South Africans that are part of the field? Lots of excitement around Christo Lamprecht, especially after what he did at the Open Championship, many making a lot of his height. But just how will our South Africans stack up against the other golfers that they're going up against this week?
Yeah, Christo Lamprecht's height certainly a talking point, and his length in particular off the tee, a major factor, and a lot expected from the world #1 amateur, and he's expecting a lot from himself as well. Playing the Masters for the first time and just soaking up that experience. So, I think it's always difficult. It's always extremely hard for a first-timer to do well at the Masters. And I think, since 1979, Fuzzy Zeller winning it the first time, there's never been a first-timer who's won it, let alone an amateur. So I think he's just going to try and enjoy the experience and learn from it as he builds to hopefully many more Masters in his career. Charl Schwartzel, of course, a former champion. He knows the golf course, understands what's needed around there, and he's going to be drawing on a lot of that. The big factor for him is, a lot of jokes are made about it, but it is a 4-round tournament, and he hasn't played a lot of 4-round tournaments and a golf course of this nature for a very long time. So that'll be key for him, just to find his rhythm and his feet again. And then Eric van Rooyen, he's looking for his first full Masters. He's been there twice before, withdrew with injury in 2020 and missed the cut in 2022, I think it was, yes. So he's looking for the first full Masters experience, and he's had a mixed bag of results coming into it, but he's certainly going to enjoy it out there. I think I'd certainly keep an eye on him in terms of what he can do.
You mentioned jokes being made about the Masters being a 4-round tournament. The fact is that we've got 13 players that are actually part of the Saudi-backed Live Golf Tour that are also part of this year's Masters. Just explaining how incredibly difficult it is to be able to actually qualify to be a part of the Masters field. How do we end up with that situation?
So former champions in there, players that have, won majors elsewhere in the game, qualify as well. So those are the various qualifying routes that they get into the first major of the year being the Masters. So, yes, and it is such an interesting one this year in particular, because there are so many variables, I feel. You've got some of the best players in the game not playing on the traditional tours who do so well at Augusta National. They've got an exceptional record in the Masters. And so you can't almost judge too much about the fact that they've been playing on the Live Golf circuit, but what have they been doing on traditional tours and missing out on that cutthroat action, you would say, week in and week out. They've got such a good record. Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, lovely records at Augusta National. They know the course really, really well. So that for me is an interesting dynamic. You've got so many first-time players playing. Lamprecht being one of them. You've got, and a quality field around that as well. Ludwig Albert, you've got Nick Dunlap, you've got some really good rookies in the field this year as well. And you mentioned Tiger Woods as well. So you've even got Phil Mickelson there, a multiple Masters winner. No player over 50 has ever won the Masters. He finished second last year. Wouldn't it be like Phil Mickelson to make that kind of statement at the time when golf is in a bit of flux at the moment and the debates are flying. So it really is shaping up to be a very, very interesting Masters.
Michael, before we let you go, let's speak a little bit about Tiger Woods. He's only played one tournament. Even that tournament this year, he had to withdraw because of flu. He is going for a record 24th cut. But does he have what it takes? Because it is certainly, he doesn't want to be on the other side of an unwanted record of not being able to actually make the cut, especially at Augusta National.
Absolutely. Whereas the majority of the field are, have the physical game and looking for the mental edge coming into the Masters. You feel with Woods it's completely flipped. He's always got the mental edge. He sets the bar when it comes to the mental edge at Augusta National. He's 100% on point mentally. Physically, that's where the question mark is going to be for him. It's that left ankle. There's not a lot of mobility there, that left leg in general. It's a long walk around Augusta National. It's a lot more hilly than it looks on television. And just that movement, that limited movement that he has through the golf swing, is going to be key for him. I think just based on who he is and how well he knows that layout, I think he's playing all 4 rounds, and I think he's going to make that 24th consecutive cut. But will he contend? We didn't think so in 2019, but he just has to position himself well. It's going to be a wet golf course as well, although it is running fast at the moment. But there is a bit of weather expected on Friday, so a lot of things could change up. But yeah, mentally, he's definitely ready for the week.
Well, the 88th Masters gets underway with the first round on a Thursday. It'll be the evening South African time. Michael Vlismas, golf journalist, chatting to us here on Newzroom Afrika. Thank you so much for your time.